Yeah, I just had a statement I wanted to make, Alex. This is more to your audience than to you. I'm not addressing this to the people that are donating and the people that have the bumper stickers and things like that. What I find interesting is you have millions of viewers out there. I think you're at about 170 right now in donations. It's almost like people sit on the sidelines. You know people can at least donate $1, donate something to this, put this thing to the roof. And they don't even have the care up there. It's like they're watching this as like it's entertainment or something. They don't get involved. I live here in the Bay Area. I might have seen 2 of your InfoWars stickers within the past year on cars. I went up to the end of Fed demonstration. There was 2 of us from InfoWars there. I mean, what's wrong with the people here? Are they so cowardly they can't step up? Their own kids are at stake, or their lives are at stake, and they don't stand for anything?
Well, Keith, I'll tell you this. I found that once people make that first step to be public, that's a big step, they think they're in danger. The truth is you're in danger when you're not public, from my experience. That's this whole chilling effect. And yes, we're in a depression. And that's why I'm not even telling folks, hey, give us donations, we got to have them. It'll help me hire the next line of people so that we can do an even better nightly news and radio show and produce even more. And it'll have a great effect and reach tens of millions of people. Biggest bang for the buck out there. But, you know, I never even wanted to grow to this level. Now that I'm here, I do need the funding. It's InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com or 888-253-3139. Yeah, we have millions of listeners every day, 15 million a week conservatively. And you're right, it is a tiny fraction that will even spread the word, tell folks about the radio show, buy a video, donate. We have donations one time a year. But it is because somehow people like the government taking their money and giving it to causes they don't like. But to actually give, they understand psychically, spiritually, is to commit to something. Alfred, do you have any comments about this 27-hour broadcast? And I think it's great what we've raised so far. It's 170 or whatever. I mean, that's going to help us hire 2 or 3 people and do some stuff. I think it's great. I want to thank those that have donated. But yeah, I mean, Ron Paul should be given $1 billion. You know, Wall Street's giving that to Romney and Obama instead of Ron Paul getting $20 million. This show should get $20 million, not $500,000. I mean, it's like either give your treasure to the fight or have it taken and used against you. You know, it's like we ask, give to us if you want. The system just takes it.
I agree, and it's partly a certain amount of fear. People are a little bit afraid. We're in difficult economic times. They think, oh my gosh, I don't know if I have enough money for the kids' lunch next week or something like that. That motivates some people. It might
I don't want those folks to give. I'd rather slit my wrist.
I'm just saying there's a certain amount of fear behind this, and I don't know. It's one of those things where, again, you got to trust in the good Lord. He'll give you as much money as you need. Right?
No, but going back to that, Keith's talking about people that know what's going on but won't speak out, won't make a copy of a DVD, won't give $5.
I've run into it myself. We used to have meetings in Dallas, and we'd have a couple hundred people at the meeting, and it cost $200 to rent the room. We'd have 300 people at the meeting. I'd pass the hat to pay the rent. And sometimes I had to pass it 2 or 3 times to collect a lousy $200 to pay the room rent. You understand? Out of 300 people. They are notoriously cheap. All right? We had one guy come into town. He was a good, smooth talker. He had people sign up. He had 100 people sign up that were paying, $500 a piece to attend his seminars that extended over a couple of months, once a week over a couple. He collected $50,000 out of a group of people that I could barely get $150 out of. You understand? $200.
No, it's weird. You give them crap and make them pay up front, they'll do it. But you give them the world, they give you nothing.
I understand.
It's weird. It's crazy. It doesn't matter. The truth's getting out there, and we're hugely successful. We funded this whole operation. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate your comments. Ben in Iowa, you're on the air with Alfred Adask.
Alex, I've been trying to get a hold of you for years now, and I'm just going to ask you a question. But David Icke was on earlier, and that guy, you're right, he is on fire right now. I've been paying attention to that guy for a long time. But I think something that goes to all of your guests you had, Jesse Ventura and Dave Mustaine yesterday, like Gandhi said, you're in a minority of one. The truth is still the truth, and no matter what race, what sex, what your, anything you do in your day, the truth is, in all of these people. And when you say, you know, we're all in, you know, we're not just all in with ourselves. We want all the truth. We want all the corruption. We want all the crime. We want to see what we're living with in everyday life, not just sitting on the sidelines and saying, oh, well, it's kind of bad, let's not do anything. No, I want it all, and bring it all to me because I want to know everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Good Lord calls you to get the truth, and once you get an appetite for it, I can't imagine how you can give it up. No?
There's so many people out there that, you know, if I say, you know, hey, did you see the TSA is groping people? Or, you know, if you look at it from the point of view of just, you know, sit yourself down.
No, they make excuses. Oh, they have a reason. They think if they make an excuse for it, it makes it okay.
Yeah, but Alex, I mean, everyone in the world can ask themselves one simple question. Am I treated and looked upon as an animal by people that control all of the systems, or am I looked upon as someone that's full of love and ambition and wants to do well?
No, exactly. They don't treat you like a sovereign creation in the image of God. They treat you like a dropping from a rat.
Yeah, and like what David Icke was saying, I mean, the man's amazing. The chasm that we have to get over, it's not like a little bridge we have to jump, or, you know, it's a chasm where we can barely even see the other side. We need to go out into it, and in the middle of the chasm there will be complete darkness and utter aloneness for, you know, just us truth seekers. We're going to come out on the other side at some point, and everyone needs to realize that the truth will get you there. You know, Ben,
I agree. I agree with you. We got to get past our fear, commit to truth. Alfred's got to go in just a few minutes. We got Texe Mars coming up. Let's jam in a few more calls. Ralph in California, you're on the air. Go ahead. You're on the air with Alfred Adask. Rachel in Tennessee, go ahead.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Alfred. How are you tonight?
Good.
Great. Just wanted to let you know, I did donate today for you. I've just been latched onto you for about 9 months now. I found you a couple of years ago and kind of went away, and then I came back. I said, now I'm into it. I'm in it. I've got my city. I'm trying to get them to get the fluoride out of the city. I've already got them stirred up with the hornet's nest. And I've got one of my kids, they're both teenagers. One of them he sits and watches you with me some nights, and the other, well, he thinks I'm a kook. But anyway.
Yeah, folks that thought slavery were wrong were called kooks.
Yeah.
But 60 years later, it was, well, just to be clear, ma'am, I appreciate your donation to the Money Bomb at InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com, but I want to be clear. People who are not in good financial stead, and I want to make sure you're in good stead, I don't want any donations. For people that hate communism, globalism, New World Order, and who want to fund the #1 media organization fighting globalist tyranny, that's what it's all about. I want to thank you, but it's always the people that are of meager means that are giving, and that isn't who I want. Jesse Ventura has come out today and said, this is not the country I was born in. We're a fascist nation now. I talked to the Venturas earlier tonight. They've ruled that the TSA can grab all of our genitals. But finishing up with you, ma'am, go ahead and finish your point.
I have a question for you, Alex. I've just recently went to one of our city's park, and I've seen signs that are posted all through the park. There's like 26 of them. They're bright red and bright green, and they're all emergency checkpoint signs, and there's map signs of the park, and it says Veterans Memorial Park Pre-Plan. Have you heard anything on parks?
Ma'am, they've got checkpoints as a beta test all over Tennessee. It's a real epicenter. They've got them all over the country, and they are just setting up federal checkpoints everywhere. The borders are wide open. It's all about breaking our will, training us to be prisoners ahead of forced inoculations and gun confiscation. It is just totally criminal. I appreciate your call, Rachel. Alfred Adask, I want to give you the final comment. I know you've got to go.
Well, it's all a question of courage. It's a question of faith. It's one of those things. It's like, you know, people are afraid to give. They're afraid of a bunch of things. They're afraid to stand up, and it's part of what you said earlier. You're probably safer standing up than you are trying to hide. You know, folks like you stand up, and A lot of people are amazed you've been able to keep standing up. It's because you stand up that you become to some degree invulnerable. Even though you're a target, they'd like to get you, but they also know if they do, they're going to get a bunch of people that are going to get angry. It's the people that hide and hunker down that are more likely to be captured, oppressed, whatever.
No, it's what Schultz and Icke goes back to. A quarter of the city gets arrested, deported. What if they would have just fought? Instead, they just waited. You're the government.
Yeah.
You're wearing a uniform. You're my God. Take me to a camp. Gang rape me. Murder me. Shoot me in the head. You're a dirty commie. You're my master. Oh, God, I love you. Thank you for all the gang raping. You know, and Jesse Ventura has now come out. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. I talked to him earlier and the family earlier. They're very upset. He just wanted his day in court against not having pot-bellied pedophiles grab his testicles. And he said, this is not the country I was born in. We're a fascist nation now. They've tossed his lawsuit. I'm trying to convince him not to leave the United States because it's a worldwide tyranny. But it's totally disgusting what's happened, and we're going to have him on tomorrow with us. We had him on yesterday, obviously, but it's just a very dark day to be incrementally, by a bunch of psychological warfare scum, brought into this tyranny. But Alfred, I really want to thank you for spending all this time with us, and I look forward to having you host the broadcast or be back as a guest in the near future. We really appreciate you.
I appreciate the opportunity every single time, Alex. Thanks very much.
I appreciate you.
Time.
Oh, thank you. God bless you, my friend. You're a good friend, and I look forward to meeting you in person. I've watched your great work for many years. What's the website if folks want to learn more?
Adask, ADASK.wordpress.com. Just a blog.
All right, Alfred, go do your own show. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Alex. Good night.
All right, there he goes, ladies and gentlemen, another patriot. It is great solace to know there are other souls like mine out there, and you're out there as well fighting this evil. It is such a good feeling because ideas and the spirit of liberty is bulletproof, and they can't stop it. We're going to go to break with this TSA internal checkpoints report, dovetailing what the last caller was talking about. Texe Mars will join us, and then Gerald Celente, and many more coming up. InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com to donate, or 888-253-3139. Be part of history. Help fuel the InfoWar. We'll be right back.
He is now the first state ever to work with simultaneous counterterrorism operations statewide.
You know, this was a massive operation, really bringing all federal, state, and local agencies together to not only do random searches, but also create an army of agents on wheels.
Friday, listeners pointed out local news saying the Army was going to be out, regular Army running checkpoints, searching citizens with police. The governor got called, our listeners called.
The Whiteville Police Department had plans to conduct a seatbelt checkpoint on Saturday, April 4th at Highway 64 within the city limits of Whiteville. The checkpoint was planned to be in conjunction with Homeland Security and the 251st Military Police in Bolivar.
Representative from Tennessee, District 80. Sir, thank you for coming on with us.
Sure, you're welcome. Thank you for having me, Alex.
You bet. Now, we played the clip earlier of you on a local news station talking about Army checkpoints. The governor found out, thanks to you and others, and canceled it. Can you just in a nutshell tell us exactly, specifically what was going on?
Yes, I can. First of all, I have got to check. Now, I don't have concrete facts, but I don't think the military has, first of all, any jurisdiction to be checking seatbelts. When you look at the fact of a military unit